Hey everyone, so blockchain.
Yeah.
Right. It used to be all about Bitcoin, but now things are getting really wild.
Absolutely.
In 2025, blockchain is going way beyond just cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to do a deep dive into how blockchain is shaking things up everywhere.
It really is.
From how we pay for things to even owning art.
Yeah. At its heart, blockchain is like this decentralized, transparent ledger.
Right.
Like, imagine a digital record of all the transactions, and it's not just on one computer, it's copied on a ton of computers.
Yeah.
So this makes it
And that's what makes it secure.
super secure.
Right.
Basically tamper-proof.
Yeah.
It opens up a whole world of crazy possibilities.
Okay, so you said decentralized.
Right.
So that means that like a bank or a government
Right.
doesn't have control.
Exactly. No one single entity is calling the shots. Everyone who's part of the network has a copy of this ledger.
Right.
So it's totally transparent.
Uh-huh.
You can't really mess with it. This is a huge change from how things used to be.
Totally.
And it's really driving a ton of innovation.
Okay, so I keep hearing about smart contracts.
Yes.
What exactly are those?
So smart contracts, think of it like a vending machine, right?
Okay.
You put your money in, and if the conditions are met, you get your snack.
Yeah, I get it.
With smart contracts, instead of snacks,
Right.
we're talking about transferring money, goods, or data
Wow.
automatically when certain things happen.
That's wild. So you don't need like a lawyer
Nope.
to review stuff.
It's way more efficient,
Yeah.
less likely to have mistakes, less fraud.
Yeah.
We're already seeing this in action, like supply chain management.
Right.
They can track products all the way from when they're made to when someone buys them. Guarantees it's the real deal and everything's out in the open.
Speaking of making things easier, what about paying people in other countries?
Yes.
I read this thing about a business in India using blockchain to pay a supplier in Mexico in just seconds.
Right. It used to be a total nightmare to send money internationally.
Oh yeah,
Days of waiting.
ridiculous fee
It's so expensive.
and all the middlemen.
Right. Blockchain platforms like Ripple and Stellar,
Okay.
they streamline the whole thing,
Yeah.
cut out all those extra steps.
So basically you're just sending it directly to them.
Pretty much. Super fast, cheap transactions.
It's insane how fast it is.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a game changer for global businesses.
It really is. It helps smaller businesses compete all over the world.
Okay, so blockchain makes payments easier, automates contracts.
Yeah.
What else is it doing?
Well, there's decentralized finance, or DeFi for short.
Oh, okay, I've heard of that.
This is where blockchain is really changing how we lend and borrow money.
Yeah, because the old system,
Ugh, tell me about it.
it's such a pain, right?
Huge fees.
Tons of paperwork.
Exactly.
And good luck getting a loan if you don't have perfect credit.
Right.
DeFi platforms like Avive and Compound are trying to fix all that.
They are. They let people lend and borrow directly from each other. No bank in the middle.
Really?
And they use digital assets as collateral. This basically gets rid of the need for those big financial institutions,
Wow.
lowers fees, and opens up borrowing for way more people.
Wait, so I could like use my crypto to take out a loan?
That's one way to do it.
That's wild.
And because it all runs on smart contracts,
Right.
everything happens automatically and it's all transparent.
You can just like get a loan instantly.
Yeah, pretty much. Borrowers get quick access to cash,
Yeah.
and lenders can earn interest on their digital assets.
This sounds amazing, but I have to ask, what are the downsides?
Yeah, good question.
Are there risks with DeFi?
Of course, it's still pretty new and things are changing all the time.
Yeah.
You've got to remember that crypto can be volatile. Security is super important too.
Yeah,
You need to be careful about which platforms you use
got it.
and really understand how it all works before jumping in.
That's good advice. Okay, so another term I keep seeing is tokenization. What does that even mean? To tokenize something.
It's basically taking a real world thing like a house or a painting or even an idea and turning it into a digital token on the blockchain.
Okay, but what's the point of like having a digital token for a painting?
Think of it like this. Imagine you could own a tiny piece of a famous artwork, like a Picasso.
Right.
Usually only super rich people can afford that.
Yeah, makes sense.
But with tokenization, that Picasso gets split up into digital tokens,
Okay.
so more people can own a part of it.
Wow, so it's like it gives everyone a chance to get involved.
Exactly. And it's not just art, it could be real estate too.
Right.
There are platforms like Realty that let you invest in fractions of property.
So you could like own a tiny piece of a building.
Yeah.
This is blowing my mind. So we're talking Digital assets, decentralized finance.
Right.
What about regulation?
Yeah, that's something people worry about for sure.
And fraud, is that a concern?
Of course, but the great thing about blockchain is that it's built to be transparent and unchanging.
Yeah.
Every transaction is recorded.
Right.
So it's really hard to hide any shady stuff.
So it's kind of like having a perfect record of everything.
Exactly. Like a built-in audit trail.
And are companies using this?
Big time. JP Morgan, for example, is using blockchain to make sure they're following all the rules, like know your customer.
Okay.
It makes verifying identities and checking for risks way easier.
So it's not just changing finance, it's making the whole system safer.
Exactly. And honestly, we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah, it feels like this is only the beginning.
As the tech gets better, we'll see blockchain used in more and more industries.
Wow. So for someone listening to this, what's the big takeaway?
Blockchain's not just a new technology, it's a whole new way of thinking. It's changing how we think about trust, being open about things, and how we trade value.
Yeah.
And it's going to be everywhere in the next few years.
A lot to take in, that's for sure.
It is.
So for everyone out there, think about this. How could blockchain change your life?
Yeah.
Your investments.
Yeah.
Could you see yourself owning a little piece of a digital Picasso?
It's crazy to think about.
Something to think about.
It really is.